Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, my friend.
Always a pleasure hosting with you.
It's good. I enjoy being with you on this particular time of the month.
Likewise.
Yeah.
And we got some new stuff coming up.
Yeah.
That we'll talk about at later time.
Yeah, we'll do that. It's going to be a great opportunity for the community.
And speaking of great, we've got some great sponsors.
Yes, we have Lee Cossack and Carl Cronley are going to be sponsoring us again this year.
Yep.
And then we have the Stewart Mortuary that's online again this year. So we ought to be having some great shows this year.
And we appreciate them, and also the Fervent Care Christian Academy. You give them a call, Christian Clean, Caring, and Convenient Child Care, 317-898-2751. So it was a great year last year.
Yes.
I had some great guests with us, and we've got some great guests lined up for, of course, this show and for the shows that are coming up pretty soon here.
Right. I think today we're going to be talking to a young lady that's going to be telling us how people can learn about entrepreneurship and how to have people give them some advice and even afford them the opportunity to receive amenities in their venture of entrepreneurship. I'm excited to be able to talk to Katie today.
Yeah, we're going to do that here in just a little bit. We also want to encourage you to go to our YouTube channel, WHMB TV 40 on YouTube, and become a subscriber. You can also like us on Facebook. There's a lot of different ways to connect to the show. We're looking forward to be connected with you this year and in the years to come. So stay right there. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we are on the set here with the Executive Director of Launch Indy, Katie Birch.
Hello, thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for
being
coming.
here, Katie.
Absolutely.
So I want to get right into it. What is Launch Indy?
Launch Indy is a new co-working space that just opened on the south part of downtown in Indianapolis. We've got 12,000 square feet of co-working space for entrepreneurs, remote workers, one-man shops, nonprofits. We've got conference rooms, meeting rooms, phone booth rooms, and a shared office space that anyone can come to work for the day, can work for the week. We have event space in the building that we also run, and we just want to be a really supportive community for entrepreneurs of all types to have a nice place to work and a network that they can use to grow their business.
How long has Launch Indy been with us?
Yes, we opened the end of September, so just a little over 3 months now, if my math is correct. And we do tours weekly for new members, so we are still growing and still accepting new members.
What's the roster like now?
What's the roster like? That's my favorite question, because there really isn't a one-size-fits-all type of business for Launch Indy. We've got remote workers working for larger companies in other states. We've got brand new consultancies that just launched first of the year. We have a design development shop that works out of our space, and we've got a nonprofit that is quickly hiring up and adding new members as well.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
So it's an interesting concept, certainly not a new concept. What is it that so many entrepreneurs are going towards this kind of arrangement when it comes to having meeting space? I'm assuming they don't have a lease they're locked into.
Right.
What are the benefits?
I think that flexibility of membership is one of them. For us, we have a workout facility and free parking, so in downtown Indianapolis, that's kind of hard to come by. I think a lot of people are drawn to co-working spaces because it gets them out of the house and it gets them a professional office space for their clients to come meet with them, discuss business. And then I think it's also just fun to be around other entrepreneurs. I think people can go crazy if they sit inside their house all day working on their business. And so we're a place that they can get out and meet other people and interact.
Tell us about this interesting location,
Yes, we are in the Union 525 building.
which used to be.
It's the original Manual High School, and then it was later the Woods School. Lots of people that come to our building say either, oh, I went to school here, oh, my parents went to school here, and we love that. It's been completely converted into tech office space, so there are some high-growth, quickly expanding startups located in the building. There's the original gymnasium that we host events in, and then there are spaces like Launch Indy and Startup Alley, which is a series of office suites for startups. So once you've kind of graduated to 2, 3, 4, 5 members, we've got office suites for you so you can stay in the building as well.
I'm familiar with the gym. I busted 20 one night in that gym.
Yeah?
With
You
Wood
did?
High. Yes, I did.
Are you ready to
Yeah.
come back and
No,
try it again?
I'm familiar with the gym. I'm
He's
familiar with the
familiar
gym.
with the keyword familiar. Katie, how did you get involved with this?
I come from a background of tech-focused economic development. So prior to this, I was in Bloomington helping tech startups with pretty much whatever they needed to grow their business. And then I worked for one of those companies for a while. And I really missed the day-to-day, hands-on, getting to work with tech companies, tech startups, and see their business grow from an idea to their 3rd and 4th and 5th hires. So, so for me, this was a great fit. The building is very exciting. I love being in the building. I love seeing the growth in the startups that are located in the building. And I just really like being in a historic building that's been converted into kind of a modern use. So for me, it's a pleasure to get to work for the startups, or to work with the startups every day and see how I can help them, the encouragement that I can give them on a day-to-day basis.
So your job is sort of mentoring.
Yes. And like head cheerleader for all of the startups
Great,
that work
great.
out of our space.
And if those startups were here today in a live studio audience, what would be the top 3 benefits for utilizing your services?
They would say that I make killer coffee every morning. It is
Killer as in good?
very good.
Okay.
Yes, not going to kill you. It's excellent coffee. I'd say another benefit that they would say is that it's a beautiful office space. We've got gorgeous windows, lots of comfy furniture, and really an affordable deal. So for what you pay in an annual membership at Launch Indy, and it's kind of like a gym membership, you get that money back in what you'd be paying for a parking spot in most parking garages in downtown Indy if you worked there every day. So
And speaking of parking, what is your capacity there?
in Launch Indy, we've got the capacity for 100 or so people at any given time, and they say with co-working spaces that you might have 20% of your membership there on any given day. So I'm not good at on-the-spot math like that, but
But you can
like,
park quite a few
yes,
people.
yes, we've got-
without any cost.
Yes, no cost.
Yeah.
And we host events in the evenings. We can host board meetings for companies that aren't members. We'll rent out our space for board meetings as well.
And that's interesting, Dr. Moore, because we have a lot of churches who have leadership meetings
Right.
and things like that. Have you
Off-site, we can do off-site
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
have you
Launch
had
Indy.
any
We've had a
faith-based
few.
come?
Yes, we sure have. We've had a few have events there, meetings there, and a lot of organizations that are located downtown, including religious organizations, have found it super beneficial to be that close to wherever they're meeting. If they can do an event there.
Yeah. So it sounds like an exciting concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and if you'd like to try it out, you're welcome, and anyone else listening is welcome, of course. We have like a try it out day for free, and then we also have a free Co-work Friday once a month, and that one is January 19th. So come on down to Launch Indy on January 19th. We'd love to see you there. We've got pizza provided by Hotbox Pizza every single free Co-work Friday, and we've got a lunch and learn about taxes for small businesses coming up for this one.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
When you say, Katie, free co-work Friday, kind of give us a few details.
Yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory. You just show up and work there for the day without having to be a member. Anyone from the general public can bring their laptop, plant themselves wherever they'd like to sit, and work the day away, network
free
with
pizza?
others, and free pizza
Wow.
And coffee.
and coffee. Always coffee.
Katie's coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
The building will have a coffee shop opening in the first quarter of this year, hopefully, in the front entrance. So in addition to Katie's Coffee, there will be more extensive coffee options for the connoisseur.
Well, congratulations on all the success.
Yes, thank you.
And, this is a hot concept. I've heard a few other places
Yeah,
that are doing
yeah.
something like this, but certainly
Not downtown.
not downtown. And the parking
Yeah.
is always a
parking.
big
It's a
thing.
plus,
Yeah.
Yes.
especially in downtown Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a plus.
Yeah. So all the best to you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you all for joining us. And we've got much more to come, so don't go away. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And we're joined by Mel McMahon. She is the founder of Indiana Originals.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So, what is Indiana Originals?
Yeah, Indiana Originals is a resource to help consumers find local Indiana-based businesses. You can do that through our app and our website, indianaoriginals.com. And our business members get resources with their membership that help them grow their businesses and meet their goals.
A high-tech, on steroids, information system.
Yes. We like to joke that we're the Google for local.
The Google for local.
Yeah, lots of people want to buy local, shop local, use local, but a lot of times local is not the easiest to identify. You know, big chains spend a lot of marketing money to make themselves feel and look local, but then a local restaurant in a strip mall might have a great sign and beautiful decor, and people assume it's a chain. And so we try to unmuddy those waters.
Okay.
So when you talk about shopping local, and there's a lot of online stuff going on, as you've indicated, why shop local? What is the benefit of doing that?
Well, a lot of people don't understand that local business owners put 3 to 5 times more money directly back into our economy. So that's versus franchise owners versus chains. You know, everybody has a little piece of that, but those local independent business owners are making a bigger contribution. That contribution goes towards our infrastructure, our roads, our education resources, our health and wellness resources. And there's also been studies done that show there is a direct impact and a direct connection between the number of small businesses that are walkable in your community and the physical and mental health of the people that live in that community. And we see that every day, especially in our area. You know, these areas called food deserts,
Right.
if you will. You know, there's not local resources there. There aren't those jobs that people can walk to. They have to rely on a car or a bus system, and sometimes those are a really long ride. And you see these big factories that are going up in, you know, Whitestown and Lebanon, and those are areas that, you know, the people that need the jobs can't necessarily go to.
Right.
And so the more small businesses we can get into our communities, the better everyone does.
Yeah.
How many cities in Indiana are you reaching?
Well, right now we stretch from about Gas City down to Jasper, Indiana, and West Lafayette, no, actually Oxford, Indiana. Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it either. Oxford, Indiana, down to Shelbyville. So
that's
pretty
amazing.
pretty good footprint.
Yeah, it's pretty widespread.
Yeah, for a directory system.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people to support local in areas they might not be familiar with as well. So if you are going to, you know, Jasper, Indiana, instead of maybe eating at Cracker Barrel, which is one of my favorite places, if I want to feel
Yeah,
like I'm on
mine too.
vacation, my husband and I will go eat at Cracker Barrel. But maybe they'll try the Schnitzelbank instead, or maybe they'll drive to Ferdinand and go visit the Sisters of St. Benedict and then try St. Benedict's Brew Works. You know, there's a lot of different places down there, but if you're not willing to go off the beaten path, or if you don't have directions off the beaten path, you're not going to find them on your own.
Yeah.
And so we try to help people find those gems that are here all over the state.
Also, you try to supply businesses in their neighborhoods with consumers as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so we promote the businesses in lots of different ways. You know, that might be through different television shows, social media, obviously. We do have a radio show on 93 WIBC every Sunday where we invite a different entrepreneur on each week to share their story, how they got started, offer advice as well. But we try to give those members resources too so that they can save money. So we have discounts with different radio stations, television stations, print magazines, even billboards. So our members kind of get that buying power when they come together that maybe a co-op or like a franchise business would have that they wouldn't have on their own. You know, we have a free HR helpline, an 800 number that our members can call to get HR help if they need it. We have discounted group business insurance. You know, so we're trying to bring these businesses, these entrepreneurs, you know, kind of that big hug and that support they might get in a bigger realm, but on their own, it's just so much harder. And so by building that community of entrepreneurs together, we're really building the community that we all live and work in.
So take us back a little bit. What precipitated all of this coming about?
Yeah, well, I've always kind of had a love for local. I grew up in Irvington, grew up on the east side. I've always worked at locally owned businesses. And even the very first radio station I worked at was an independent business in Bloomington. And my husband and I were on Monument Circle. This was back in 2012. And we wanted to go to a local restaurant for dinner. And I just said to him, I said, well, how do you even really know if it's local? And that's kind of what started the conversation. And in our research, there wasn't really a directory. You know, apps weren't really big, even just 5-6 years ago. There was no app. There wasn't a sticker. People were doing things on their own, but again, there wasn't that community. It wasn't easy to identify. And in that research of trying to find if anything existed, we learned a lot about that contribution that local business owners make to the community. And we learned a lot about the challenges that entrepreneurs have. And you know, the rate of success, I mean, it's not easy. But if you think about it, you know, like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, household name. You can ask anybody, almost everybody's heard of it. That started as just a little ice cream shop.
Yeah.
And Ben & Jerry were literally scooping the ice cream themselves. And now it's a
franchised.
huge, huge company. You know, and it's still very mission-based. You know, and they're still building community and making great ice cream. And they're helping other people's dreams come true now because they've been able to have a successful business and pass on that love and support that they got when they started. And I want any Indiana business owner to be able to do that. You know, if you want to get countrywide, awesome. Let's find the people to help you get there. You want to be worldwide? That's great too. You want to ship stuff around the world? We have a company that can do that for you.
Great connector.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you talked about the benefit of group insurance. How does that work if you're a member?
So if you're a member, you actually get a discounted rate through Associated Insurance Services, one of our members. She has made a deal, if you will, with her insurance providers to be able to pass along savings to our members that she can't pass along to necessarily everybody else. And the benefit of membership, the beauty of it, it starts at just $10 a month. Now, there's different membership levels, but we want everybody to have a chance to get ahead and build off of this community. And our members are just so willing to give and share. You know, it really is giving you kind of a step up. You know, and they'll share stories, they'll share successes, they'll share failures. And the more that we can share, not only from a mental and emotional standpoint, but in these resources, I mean, everybody wins.
Yeah.
How many members do you have?
We have 227 as of this taping. So, yeah.
That's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
It started 2012.
Actually, we didn't launch until May 7th of 2014.
Oh,
Okay.
phenomenal.
Yeah, so
That's
the
rapid
idea
growth.
it was just kind of there for a while. You know, it's like, well, what is this? What do we even do with it? And so that first year, you know, we launched our first website, and my husband, being the very smart, intelligent person he is, said, you know, let's let the market tell us what the needs are. You know, we have it in our head what we think people need, but let's let these business owners tell us what they need.
Yeah.
And so we spent that first year just kind of figuring out, what really are we? What is Indiana Originals? How can we be the most helpful? And here we are.
Yeah.
How did you come to the point to where you would name your business Indiana Original?
Well, I have to give that credit to she was 6 years old at the time. Her name was Chloe.
6-year-old.
6-year-old.
We were sitting at the diner. Oh yeah, people, it's so funny to me. People, you know, they have big dry erase boards and they have all these different ideas out there, notebooks full of names. And I was sitting at a kitchen table with Chloe and I said, Chloe, this is what we're trying to do. These are who these people are. This is what makes them unique. She goes, so they're originals?
There it is.
Yep, they are Indiana Originals. Thank you. It was simple as that. And luckily, the domain name existed.
Yeah.
There was no website named Indiana Originals, which
Very-
a
very
lot of
few
times
originals.
Yeah,
you
very-
have to think about, you know, can I get the branding opportunities with
Right.
this name? Can I get the marketing opportunities? So luckily that domain was available, so we said, yep, let's do it.
Well, congratulations, and thank you for sharing something really, really nice with us.
Well, thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
And we want you to stay with us. We have the rundown. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. What an exciting 2 segments.
Entrepreneurship. I think it's phenomenal that people still have a desire to be creative in business. And to hear these two young ladies talk about it is phenomenal,
Yeah.
especially Launch Indy, I believe.
Shared workspace.
Yes, that's amazing. And to be in the circumference of downtown, too, as well.
That's a big
That's a
plus.
big plus.
Yeah.
you
Now,
know.
Launch Indy is a spinoff from Launch Fishers, which is a huge, huge business in itself. John Wetchler of Launch Fishers has a lot of backing, and so they brought it downtown to the old Wood High School building, which both my parents attended.
Right.
So it really has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, and what a benefit being downtown,
Right.
right there where everything is going on.
Right.
Good parking,
Free parking.
yeah. And then on Fridays, absolutely free space and free pizza.
Right.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space. Yeah, I mean, you see it on TV when you think of Silicon Valley and co-working spaces. When you go there, you feel like you're in another world. You're able to have access to all of their resources, and it's just beautiful. They have a gym. They have Purdue Polytechnic High School is in that building as well.
Right.
Rose Holman, IU. So you have lots of resources, lots of people to draw from.
What a great story with the Indiana Originals.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
A massive directory type of system that plugs people into businesses, and to see businesses plugged in and then give back is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think that entrepreneurship is on the rise because there are so many companies that are leaving our state, and people are taking a thrust, a challenge to say, I want to be an entrepreneur. And if they get an idea, they can develop that. And Launch Indy is a place where
Yeah.
they can get help at that.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully what we've shared with you on today could be of a great benefit to you. Most of that's right there on the screen. However, you can also go to our YouTube channel on WHMB TV 40, become a subscriber, and you can go back over and get the information. It will really be a blessing to you, and you've been a blessing to us. We'll see you next time on Real People, Real Voices.